As I went into the chandler shop, some candles for to buy. I went inside the chandler shop, but no one could I spy. Now I was disappointed, so some angry words I said, when I heard the sound of it, right above me head, when I heard the sound of it.
Okay, I'm a little bit drunk, but something important happened, and I'm currently trying to review Shadows of the Damned, so that's my Friday video. So let's have a special Wednesday video. In super happy-go-lucky news today, the world exploded! I'm sorry, I was assuming that my fantasy came true. In news that applies mostly to PC gamers, Valve and EA are going at it in an old-fashioned sissy fight. Okay, it's not really a fight, more of EA got mad at Valve and are now taking their toys and going home. And by toys, I mean you have to go to EA's house to play with them. But unlike at Valve's house where you get milk and cookies, at EA's house you get assaulted, fist fucking left behind a bin in a tumble dryer. And by that I mean you would use EA's Origins to now play their games. Now it's not like both companies aren't to blame. EA is a greedy bastard like they've always been and they don't want to share with Valve. Valve supposedly removed the DRM from EA games without authorization. So in conclusion, it's just a bunch of bitching and whining. EA's titles, the newer ones, will probably not be sold on Steam now. Battlefield 3, Crysis 2, Alice Madness Returns, and of course Mass Effect 3 probably aren't going to be sold on Steam. Actually, that brings up a good point. If they did remove the DRM as I've said, then why aren't they suing? I mean, this is America, right? They sue over everything. That's weird. Usually I would just move on to my next topic, but I'm not sober enough for that shit, so let's discuss what the EA and Valve situation means to the gaming public, in my opinion. So here's a shot in the dark on how I think it will turn out. EA doesn't give two shits about Valve and their little friendly Steam service, and that's fine. It's their product, they can sell it however they like, whether it's out of Origin or from the official EA porno site. They are justified in wanting to keep all of the money, but you know who does care, EA? Valve fanboys. Which at this point is probably like 90% of the PC gaming community. And they're all but ready to mount up on their fucking unicorns and fly away. So let's follow them and drift off into Carabao Land and pretend that EA is a company that has interest and they care about the PC gaming community. They aren't, but let's just pretend that they are. And let's also pretend that they will have better sales than Steam. They won't, but once again, let's just pretend they are. Even if they did all of this, you need an endorsement from Jesus himself if you'd even, just to pull the religious fanboys. You know, I'm just gonna claim that EA is under bad management, who just don't seem to understand the laziness of people. People don't want to log into different things to play their games. Even Valve had a hard time with this at first with Steam. But the Valve 101 airstrike went to the forums with insults that'll make Satan blush, sir, and slowly convinced the people to become Valve fanboys. But EA, you don't have fanboys. All you have is contempt. And sadly, do you know who is really laughing about this? This man. That's right, Bobby, if money had a vagina, I'd fuck it Kotick, because when Battlefield is finally looking to be gaining some ground on Call of Duty, you pulled an extraordinary dick move, which even I'm impressed by actually. And if Battlefield isn't on Steam, and Cock-a-Duty is, then I can promise you, if only out of spite will people buy Cock-a-Duty. But Battlefield is a multiplayer game, and the truly addictive, I admit, will probably go out and download from Origin just to play it. I will admit that. So let's talk about what isn't going to be multiplayer, and that being your own flagship series. Mass Effect 3, which is set to release after the 2011 holidays, and with this we dive into torrents. EA can't be so crazy as not to understand that Steam and its convenience was cutting down on the torrenting of their games. Understanding people will torrent this because it's not on Steam. People will torrent it because they wish to boycott Origin. Hell, people will torrent it because they ran out of milk for their breakfast cereal. People will say, I have Mass Effect 1 and on Steam, and I need Mass Effect 2 on Steam, and by gosh darn it, I need Mass Effect 3 on Steam. I guess I should just torrent it because I dislike Origin. So to anyone out there listening to this, tell me I am wrong. Tell me that you're going to download Origin and that's going to be your new digital download service. After all, I'm 4 days in and 2 vodka bottles down into my Shadows of the Damned review, so my mind may not be working correctly. After I wake up from an alcohol-induced coma, cause I'm damn sure not done, I'll read your comments and maybe you can show me the error of my ways.
I was slick, so up the stairs I fled, and very surprised was I to find the chandler's wife in bed. And with her was another man of quite considerable size, and they were having a right before me eyes. Oh, and they were having a right before me eyes. Now when the fun was over and done, the lady raised her head, and very surprised was she to find me standing by the bed. If you will be discreet, me boy, if you will be so kind, why don't you come up with some whenever you feel inclined? Well, why don't you come up with some whenever you feel inclined? So many's the night and many's the day when the chandler wasn't home, to get myself some candles to the chandler shop I'd roam. But never's the one she give to me instead. A little bit more of that, to light me way to bed. Just a little bit more of that, to light me way to bed. So come all you married men, take heed whenever you go to town, and if you leave your wife alone, be sure and tie her down. And if you'll be so kind to her, just lie her down there on the floor and give her so much of that she doesn't want any more. Lie and give her so much of that she doesn't want any more. Hey!